Good morning, you guys. Welcome back to another random live stream. It is Sunday morning. What day is it? It is Sunday morning, July 22nd. I've got my coffee. If you're watching this part of the live stream when there's nobody actually here, that means that you didn't catch the live stream while it was live, which is not your fault because I didn't schedule it. But I do want to read something for you and for myself, because this is how I like to start every day. And I figure this is a better way of starting a live stream than just like waiting for people to hopefully show up and just spend some time with me, kick it, talk. So what I do every single day is I read out of this meditation, or not meditation, but more like, daily meditation book called Believing in Myself. I'm for sure someone who, I struggle with self-esteem is getting better and better as I live my truth, do the right thing, stuff like that. But anyway, I really like to read out of this thing. I love learning from it. I really do. So we're going to start it that way, and then I will start just reading questions. Looks like we have a couple people here, so welcome everyone who's here. I'm going to start by reading my daily reflection, and then we'll just see where this thing goes for the next 30 minutes to an hour. Hopefully you guys are having a good Sunday morning. All right, so it is Sunday, July 22nd. And let's see what this thing has for us. July 22nd, the voice is a second face. That's Gerard Bauer. Because none of us lives in a vacuum, most of our success in life depends on the success of our key relationships. Different people use different modes or styles to get through to one another. Some methods, as well as some messages, are more productive than others. It's a valuable exercise to think about how and what we usually communicate. Some of us try to influence others with overpowering logic. I feel like that's something I've done. I feel like something I can do sometimes. Others by talking so sweetly we can hardly be refused. And still, others dominate by sheer volume. Sometimes we deliver threats as jokes and pleas as compliments. None of these manipulated communications do us or our relationships much good. In the long run, there is no message more worthy of delivery than simply saying it is safe to be with us. Ooh, I like that. When we say straight out that we will do our best to be a port in the storm and a willing listener, that we will not mindlessly say the careless word or inflict the careless wrong, we are saying all that anyone wants to hear. The style doesn't matter if the substance is there. That's powerful. Heartfelt communication tends to be plain rather than fancy. Yeah, I really like that. I think that's a perfect thing to think about going into this live stream. Let's see if I can come at this from a place of humility and dignity and all that good stuff. And then I know you guys are going to do your part. I'm a bit sleepy. If I look sleepy, I feel a bit sleepy. But it looks like we have some people who have tuned in. I did an intro, so I feel good about that. And let's get into it. Let's get into the live stream. How many people we got? 18 people here. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. I hope you guys have your... No, what did I just do? I hope you have your coffee on you. All right. Marin W says hi. What's going on, Marin? And by the way, guys, I'm going to butcher names. It's just the name of the game. It's the deal. Marjorie Randolph says, sup. What's up, Marjorie? Grant Davenport, what's up? What's good, Grant? Kevin Cruz, hey, no, I hope you're feeling well today. I am feeling well today. Guys, I am almost done with another 36-hour fast. So I wonder if you guys will be able to tell anything different about the way I seem. I feel good, though. I've done this now, I think, 3 or 4 times. So I'm pretty used to it, but I feel well. The only bad thing about fasting for now, so far, is that I can occasionally not get like deep sleep. Sario Williams, hey no Joe, hey no, what's up Sario? Oscar James, wow, you lost some weight. Yeah, I'm pretty lean right now, guys. I really am. I'm like I weighed in at 192 right this morning, but I'm fasting, right? So I bet it's more like 194, 195. Still, that's the leanest I have ever been. It's the best physically I've ever felt. So I'm really happy about that. Bloke. Is it bloke or Bluke? Hello, just dropping by to say hi. I haven't checked in with you in a while, and I personally owe you a lot in regards to my recovery. You're great. Have a good day. Thanks, man. I appreciate you taking the time to say that. I hope you have a really good day as well. Oscar, thoughts on psychedelics? So, I did I recorded a seminar for a doctor friend of mine, Dr. Erica Zelfan. You guys might know her if you've been around the channel for a while. She was on here as a guest feature, and she did this really progressive talk on the use of psychedelics to treat PTSD, depression, panic disorder. It's really interesting stuff. I know, I believe the information that I'm getting. I can tell that there's some efficacy to it. I just don't feel personally interested or vested in going that route. I think it's a slippery slope for a guy like me. I'm scared of changing and altering the way I feel, which is ironic considering I'm an alcoholic. But aside from that substance, I just am. So, I mean, hey, under doctor supervision, if you can be safe about it, damn, who knows? King Knopf, Overwatch, hello, what's up? Grody McCones, wakey wakey, hands off snaky. Yeah, I knew you would say something like that. Damn it. When your coffee's too hot to really drink. Just smell it then. How's the audio, guys? I guess I'm going to ask that and then not know what the answer is. I'm a little backed up, but humble edition. Hey, brother, lots of love from the Philippines. That's amazing. Lots of love back from Beaverton, Oregon. Patty Brady, what's up, bignoknow? What's up, Patty? How are you? I'm just waking up. I just got those sleepy eyes. It's gonna get hot today, which is why I wanted to do this early. It's gonna get really hot here in Beaverton, so I can still feel comfortable right now. Oscar James, I love fasting. I do too. It is like learning about intermittent fasting, diving into the science, getting acclimated with the information, reading, buying books. I cannot believe what a secret weapon that is for weight loss and for mental acuity and for energy and just for digestive stuff. Like, it is like, if you guys haven't looked into intermittent fasting, you should. You should. It's cheat code for feeling better, living longer, losing weight. I mean, it's incredible. It really is. Ryan, oh dear. Ryan Sarzical. Love you, man. I love you too, Ryan. Chrissy, Noah, do you find in sobriety 12-step meetings / 12-step meetings you're constantly analyzing all your thoughts and always second-guessing yourself and always feeling guilty? I feel like it's an endless self-reflection. No, Chris, I don't feel that way at all, actually. Ooh, we have a super chat. That's fantastic. I'm going to get to that super chat in 2 seconds, and thank you, Trevor. It's really nice of you. No, I don't feel that way at all. I think for me, it's actually quite the opposite. I think being in sobriety and in 12-step meetings, I'm no longer constantly analyzing all my thoughts. I think that is actually more of a signature of my addiction. And I'm not saying I don't do that now, because I do. But I think the analyzing part is changing. I think I'm coming into the space of just trust and faith in the program and higher power, just in like other people who have gotten sober, who are doing a really good job. I'm seeing people that have come from major mental health problems like myself, and I'm noticing that they are thriving and they look calm and they look happy and they're successful in their relationships and their business and their sobriety. And so I find myself more just listening rather than reflecting and thinking, and also just taking massive action. So I have like a sponsor and a drug and alcohol counselor, and I do a lot of homework. So while it is a big staple of my normal mindset to obsess and analyze, lately I've just been having faith, and that causes me to think of others a lot more. And I'm not saying that in some backwards way. I just mean it's not been plaguing me. I'm desperate though, so I'm doing really whatever I'm told. Okay, guys, so we got a super chat, which is really cool. I really appreciate it. $4.99 from a gentleman named Trevor Cummings. And what super chat does, if you guys are curious, I'm not trying to bait you into it, but it puts your comment first. So if you want to drop $1, let's say, it helps support me and the channel, which is dope. And it also means that I'm going to shout you out, which I'm going to shout all you out, but I'm going to shout you out immediately, and I'm going to read your question next. And basically just you become an honorary thug of the live stream. So Trevor, thank you very much for the live stream. That means a lot. Trevor says, or for the super chat, Opinion on antidepressants. I have OCD suicide subset. It got triggered due to Anthony Bourdain's death. It worked for me. OCD suicide subset. I'm trying to understand the context of you saying it worked for me. Are you referring to like that tragedy triggering you and that worked for you, or are you saying antidepressants worked for you? First and foremost, that was a tragedy, of course. It breaks my heart every time we lose anyone, right? Anyone. I'm not one of those people that thinks one life is more valuable, but as someone who was deeply impacted by Robin Williams taking his own life, I didn't really know much about Anthony Bourdain, but I understand he had an impact, and I certainly understand that he affects a lot of people. My roommate who was run kitchens, he's a chef, among other things, and that really hit him hard. So I know how that can be triggering, and that's tough. I'm sorry. As far as antidepressants go, I can say this, like from my experience, I didn't really get much out of them when I tried them, but I was only on a couple of them long term. Nortryptaline being an old school tricyclic. Back when I had like my mental breakdown, for those of you that don't know, I took an antidepressant, or I think, an old school antidepressant called Nortryptaline, and then they tried me on a bunch of antidepressants that didn't work. I do believe, if I remember the research correctly or the literature correctly, that your chances of improving or recovering from depression, for example, major depressive disorder, do go up with the use of medications and therapy. I think cognitive behavioral therapy in conjunction. That being said, my one thing that I'm always cautious of, and I always tell people to be cautious of from a non-professional perspective, is that there are potential side effects. So those side effects can occasionally be a lot more aggressive than what you're dealing with. And if you have the capacity to address what you're going through without going to antidepressants, I think that's great. I just think that's a good start, rule of thumb. But if you have a really mindful doctor, and hopefully a psychiatrist, a good one, I understand that they get a bad rap or whatever, but if you have a good one, then work with them carefully, ramp up carefully. And my mom, for example, I just outed her. Oops. Well, she won't care, but my mom's been on antidepressants her entire adult life, and I know that at this point, if she comes off them, she struggles a lot more. And I've heard stories of people that do really well with them. I just think if you can help it, really dig into all the other things you can control. And I think I'll leave it at that, but I'm certainly not a professional. And I know that I was on my tricyclic antidepressant for like a year. I just don't remember it doing much other than perhaps slightly blunting things, which maybe that did serve a purpose. We have another super chat. 2 super chats. All right. That's cool. From Emerson Coffee Bike. Buy a cup of coffee on me. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Like, I don't know, like I get all this sound. I don't care how many people think this sounds stupid. Like I get a super chat and I think of someone like donating or supporting me like that. It literally makes me a little emotional. Maybe it's just the fast. I need to wake up. But thank you. I will buy a cup of coffee on you when I take my wife to brunch today. Okay, let's see. Oscar James, go for 5 days. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. No, I'm not. I haven't done past the 36-hour fast. I'm trying to learn more about how, like, being as lean as I am. So I'm going to make a video about this, but since you guys are here, I'll tell you now. I did DEXA scan, which is a percent body fat testing, among other things. It'll test your lean tissue, your bone density, stuff like that. Other things. But it's basically like a low-grade MRI of your whole body telling you what your percent body fat is. And I'm at 8.8 right now. So I'm trying to be mindful. I don't want to go too much lower, maybe 7, 7.5. Marjorie Randolph, why do men lose weight when they stop drinking and women gain? I think a lot of people gain weight in general when they stop drinking. Mostly, in my opinion, from what I've seen in my many years of being in and out of getting sober and in recovery and around people trying to get sober, is that we tend to gravitate towards sugar or like tobacco in the olden days. So I tend to gravitate towards like extra wellness, extra health, extra dietary caution. I just become a master at taking care of myself when I get sober. Not to toot my own horn, it's just my pattern. I mean, I'm either going to be like destructing or just reviving and rebuilding, and I'm in a really great rebuilding state right now. That's funny. Mohammed Yudharabani, hello from Indonesia. Forgive me if I said that wrong. Hey, what is going on? Hello from Indonesia. That's wild. That's wild. It's good to see you. Patty Brady, I injured, so pissed off. How's your Irish mates doing over there? Being injured is rough. I understand. I have a propensity to work through my injuries when I get hurt, as opposed to like really truly listen to my body, although I think that's a bell curve that's improving. Was that a right way of using that? Oh, coffee, fill my soul. Delicious. I haven't seen much of my Irish buddies. Just to also answer your question, another super chat. What is happening, you guys? You trying to make me feel like the prettiest girl in school right now. Okay, good. This is amazing. I mean, I like doing these anyway, but if these keep coming in like at this clip, I might have to do a lot more live streams. That's amazing. Okay, we have 2 more super chats. Jeez Louise. Okay, let's see. Trevor? Oh, okay. So we got another. Trevor says, $9.99 donation to the channel. Incredible. Opinion on antidepressants. Okay, you answered it. Yeah. What I have is a paradox. Don't want to die, but someone like a celeb made me think about it. It's more anxiety than anything. Keep kicking ass. I understand that anxiety, and I understand, Trevor, that idea that you don't want to die, right? You just don't want to be in pain, and or if you're like me, I have something known as pure OCD, guys. So it's where if I think something that makes me question my reality or my identity, I can hold on to it very, very aggressively. And it's still something I have to work through with a ton of things. Like I literally am building my whole life around being as mentally stable as I can, and that has me just lost in a slew of action, such as basic stuff like water every day, the right supplements, sunshine, meditation, daily gratitude journals, 12-step meetings, working with my sponsor, reading every day, turning my will and my life over, stuff like that. Big picture stuff that has been paramount for me because I gravitate towards destructive, loathing thinking, and suicidal thinking is a normal thing for me. God, luckily, it hasn't been too bad as of late, but it's 100% a tendency. I think it became one as soon as I had this massive mental breakdown, in 2011, when I was deeply, deeply depressed, dangerously depressed, hospitalized, all those things. So thinking about death just became like a comforting thing. And then, I mean, I think we all can agree that existential thoughts and worries and wonders, they can kind of mess your head up if you stay there too long. So stay strong, okay? Look, it will pass. I'll end it with this, Trevor. And again, thank you for supporting this channel. I'll end it with this saying, just because you think it doesn't make it so. Just because you think it doesn't make it so, right? So just be brave and see if you can get lost in some productive action that can help you through this time. And then, mourn that loss. It's a sad loss. But, yeah, it's tough. I hope you have a good day. All right, we're going to go to our next super chat, $13.99 from AK, the Conor McGregor avatar. Thank you. AK says, how do I stop relapsing? I quit last year in March and lasted 5 months. I have been relapsing every few days since. I hate this so much. I know that discomfort, my friend. I know that pain. I certainly can't tell you how you need to stop relapsing, but I can tell you what my experience has been as someone who is chronically relapsed. So for those of you that might be watching right now, I am an alcoholic. I literally have said that on this channel for years. And unfortunately, part of my story here, part of this reflection of my life that comes up on YouTube is that I get sober, I do better, and then I go back to drinking and I self-destruct. I can't possibly unpack everything about that behavior, the cycle of it, the nature of it, the subconscious aspects of it. I just don't know yet. I'm learning. But what I can say to you, AK, if you're in a place of relapse, is to reflect on what you are doing now and how that has played into your past behaviors. There is something that is said in 12-step programs that is insanity is the definition, or the definition of insanity is repeating the same behaviors, expecting different results, right? Doing the same thing, hoping for different results. Basically, you stop relapsing by completely letting go of your own ideas of what's best for you. That's what I had to do. and surrender to a process. Now, I don't think that process has to be 12-step. It could be smart recovery, it could be self-help, it could be a counselor. But I think the whole idea of relying on your best thinking when you're in a space of insanity, which is relapse, right? Like when we're constantly relapsing, if you are a drug addict or an alcoholic, I know I am, that means that we are falling victim to a pattern that's beyond our control, that is a disease and is destructive, and so we can't trust our own thinking. I think that's why it's been so powerful for me this time, based on the discomfort I was in, to fully surrender to a process. And I chose a 12-step process with complete abandon. Complete abandon. I'm letting go of everything I thought I knew about anything in hopes of learning more and becoming something more for myself. And so I just urge you to ask for help and then do the work. Do what you're told, no matter how you think or feel about it, because you can't trust your own thoughts right now. You can earn that trust back. I'm earning that trust back with myself. I've got like 100 days sober now, and I'm so incredibly grateful because I was in a bad space. But just be brave and go ask for help. I know you hate this. I know that's rough, and it can get better. I promise. I really do promise. Coming from a chronic relapser, I know the heartbreak of just repeating sabotage-like behavior. So I'm going to leave it at that. Perhaps check into Smart Recovery or a 12-step program, and just check your ego at the door and just be desperate. Be desperate. And then I'll say one more thing. I know I'm belaboring this issue, but it's near and dear to me. I think my whole entire life depends on my sobriety in every way. My marriage, my finances, my channel, you guys, it's all contingent upon me staying sober. I would say write down, if you would, take a pen and paper and put on paper why you want to get sober. Really dive in. Pen to paper, why do you want to get sober, and what are you willing to do? What lengths are you willing to go for? Because you're still here. There are still worse things that can happen. And I'll be rooting for you. Trust me on that. Okay. Jeez, we got another super chat. This one from Ryan. You guys are blessing me this morning. My goodness. I'm not just saying that. Dang. Ryan Zarzicki. Right? Yeah. Ryan says, $20 super chat. You guys just covered my brunch. I'm taking my wife to brunch later. This is so cool. Your videos have helped me through some really hard times. Thank you so much. I'm really glad to know that. I'm not glad to know you were experiencing hard times, but of course it just warms me up to know that a video I made could make a difference or be of service or something good. Given how I am, that's really good to know. I hope you have a great day, Ryan. I appreciate you so very much. $20, man. Cheers. That's crazy. All right, guys. I think we're all caught up on super chats. I'm blown away by your guys' generosity this morning. I was just excited that any of you are here. But let's get back to our regular scheduled programming. And again, if you guys want to do super chat, I'll answer your question right away. I'll give you a shout out. And otherwise, I'll get to everybody best I can, no matter what. Okay, let's see. Where were we? Millie Wall says, hi, I'm a new subscriber. Hi, Millie. I don't know if you're still here. I know I was answering some other questions, but I'm really glad you're a new subscriber. Guys, this is actually like, I'm excited to be a content creator again because I am not just out of control right now. So I trust myself, which is good, which means I think I can actually put out some okay content for myself and for you guys. I'm not like one of those YouTubers who's like, oh, I've done all this for you. It's like, yeah, I mean, I genuinely want there to be a reason for my content, but this feels so good for me. You guys just make my life so much better. So does coffee, my God. Davy Crockett, do you ever smoke weed and order a cheeky Domino's? No, I don't smoke weed. I've certainly I have smoked weed in the past, and I definitely understand munchies and the cravings for carbs and stuff like that. My whole thing was like I would drink and then I would literally house like a box of macaroni and cheese, a pound of ground beef, excuse me, extra cheese. I'd throw honey all over that thing, and then I'd eat like a pint of ice cream. That was a regular occurrence for me. No wonder I got up to 245 pounds. Elsa S. I've been up all night and now I'm in pain. Yay, not the best mental health self-care day. The day is not over, but that sucks. Being up all night is tough. You can think and feel weird things when you're up all night. I didn't sleep particularly well last night. I did all right with it, but it's a strange thing. Sleep is huge, huge. So I'm putting lately, I was telling my wife, I'm putting a lot more emphasis and stock in my sleep. I heard a study, and I'll try to say this quickly, but I heard a study on sleep, guys, that they took two groups of people. I'm not sure how many, and I don't want to lie about it and pretend I do. But they took a formal clinical study where they took two groups of people. They put them on the same diet, the exact same diet, slight caloric restriction in their diet, so they were at a deficit, right? Half the group was also sleep deprived for, I believe, 12 weeks. They didn't get more than 6 hours a night no matter what, 5 to 6. Same diet in a controlled setting. The other half got a full 8 hours of sleep or more, maybe 8.5, for the entire 12-week trial. The group that got 8.5 hours of sleep lost 50% more weight in the exact same calorie restricted diet. That blows my mind. Don't get me started. Sleep is important. Awesome tangent, Noah. Thanks, Noah. Love you. Love you. Good. Good. Okay. Shelly Howard, good morning. Audio is perfect. Yay! I'm glad the audio sounds good. And good morning to you, Shelly. It's definitely a good morning. Oscar James, what are your testosterone levels at and what dosage are you using? So guys, my testosterone levels, I don't know what they're actually at right now, and I am now on 140 milligrams a week, 130, 140 milligrams a week of testosterone cypionate. For those of you that don't know, I have a condition known as hypogonadism. It means my body cannot produce testosterone properly. It was one of the things they discovered when I was like a year and a few months into a treatment-resistant depression. Literally, the genesis of this channel came from the fact that no one could figure out what was wrong with me after I had my mental breakdown. So they did blood draws and they didn't find like any testosterone, for all intents and purposes, working in me. Something shut down the communication from brain to little guys down there. And so my doctor started me on a testosterone replacement therapy regimen, and it's been a big piece of the puzzle. I need to get blood work done. You bringing that up actually reminds me. It's like it's time. Now that I've been sober for a while, it's time we figure that out, for sure. Ben, hello from the UK. What's going on, Ben? Emerson Coffee Bike, new subscriber here. I do the Keto Flex 312 fast. Nice. Stop eating 3 hours before bed and wait 12 hours after waking up. That's beautiful. And you know what? I've been reading more about giving ourselves a bit of a window before sleep when we're eating, regardless of what our eating regimen is, and especially if you're fasting or whatever. I've heard and I've known, but sometimes I don't put into practical application the fact that when we are going to bed with a full tummy, it can take away some of the sleep quality. So that's cool. Davy Crockett, I'm from the UK too. Nice. Egrin, have you ever done water fasting? I've been looking into it and I'm probably going to try it soon. Is water fasting when you don't drink or eat? I have my other computer right here. I'm about to look. I don't think so. I think that's called dry fasting, right? Water fasting. Oh, okay, so yeah, I guess that's essentially all I ever do. I will occasionally include a little bit of Bragg's apple cider vinegar with the mother. I'll do some green tea, some coffee. So no, I guess I don't. I've never done a purely water fast. Like I think I'd be afraid to I like the fact that coffee, for example, when you fast, it helps curb your appetite a little bit. Maybe next time. Maybe I'll try that next time. Daniel Kumar, I consider you as my teacher and guide. Hey, thank you, Daniel. I consider all of us as each other's teachers and guides. Trust me, we all have anecdotal experience that we can share with each other, and that's my mainstay here. Is like I've been through some things, you've been through some things. Let's learn from each other. You don't know the stuff till you go through it, and I don't care what you learn about it. And I do want to round that out in my life too, but appreciate that. 1JE24, yes, Noah, yes. It's funny. Bang Bag says, this depression shit is fucking hell. It is. It is. And it is. I hope you stay brave, man. Marin W. It's so hard not to ruminate at night and get really depressed. Any advice? Yeah, so ruminating, other than like conceptually speaking, ruminating to me has gotten a lot better the more I'm just like actively and on a daily basis participating in rituals and habits that are geared towards less rumination. So like we started today's live stream by reading this, today's entry, and like a daily reflection. I think that's huge. I think it's just about actively having your mind drawn out of your normal frame. So that can be in the form of service work, volunteer work, that can be in the form of counseling, that can be in the form of exercise, that can be in the form of reading, that can be definitely in gratitude, definitely in meditation. And these things, holistic approaches, from what I understand for how it's worked for me, the more I do them, the more consistent I am with them, the more effective they are. So I think some of the problem that we fall into, and I say we because this is an all of us thing, well, excuse me, most of us thing, is a reactionary type of mindset when it comes to when we're ruminating or when we're depressed or when we're whatever. When things have actually gotten bad, so to speak, a lot of us tend to leap for action, and by then we're in survival mode. It's just a little less effective. So, with that being said, I think when it comes to rumination and obsession, an ounce of prevention is definitely worth a pound of cure. And so I suggest you just find those habits, those things that you are not doing yet, that you're just not embracing. Ask yourself why you're resisting them. It's something I do. Like, why are you resisting? People are like, meditate. I've been told to meditate for years. It is proven to be helpful, right? But I just don't do it. I do now. But I didn't for the longest time. Why? Why was I resisting? So get honest with yourself and ask, like, why are you resisting if you are? And then two, when it comes to acute pain and discomfort, something I tell myself is that, one, I cannot control my thoughts. I can't. None of us can. We can influence them, right, with our behavior, but we cannot actively control the thoughts coming in our head. And when we try, it gets worse. And there's freedom in that. I don't know if that went over anyone's head. It went over mine for a while. But if you can't control your own thoughts, you don't need, right, in theory, to take them personal. And two, when I start ruminating, a lot of that stems from like a fearful version of myself. Usually like a fearful childlike version of myself, and something that helps me be calm through those experiences is to parent myself, to be my own best parent. So I kind of like have this like cycle being like, I got you. Hey, you're okay. Oops. You're all right. Adult me, parent me, or whatever. I can take care of that little man inside who's just so scared. And then I can even go a level further. I hope that helps. Boom. All right, where are we, guys? Where are we at? Where we at? Where we at? I open this baby up. I want to see this better. Excuse me 1 second, guys. I want to try to open up this window so I can really see. Pop out chat. Does that help? There we go. Oh, so much better. Okay, cool. I just figured out how to, yeah, that's great. I just figured out how to make the chat window huge so I can really see it. Oh, that's so much less distracting. Fantastic. Freaking-tastic. Now I feel like we can really get to work, y'all. We can just educate one another and share each other's stories and experiences. Okay. There we go. Yes. Awesome. I'm a happy camper now. I can see. Oh, okay. Sorry. I've never tried this. This is great. All right. Where are we? Mohammed Yudai Rabani. Hello from Indonesia, Noah. It's almost 10 p.m. here. Dang. Across the world. I've never been to Indonesia. Maybe someday. Kevin Hesser, Indie Fuel. Hi, what's going on, Kevin? Welcome. If you're still here, I'm so glad you're here. Oscar Janes, do you listen to Joe Rogan's podcast? I do. I listen to like highlights of Joe Rogan's podcast on YouTube. So I don't I don't sit through all of them, but I definitely listen to Joe Rogan's podcast in highlights. Okay. Oh, Noah, let's go. Let's go. All right. Charlie Johnson, Corey Monteith from Glee also took his life too. Very sad. Yeah, always sad when anyone takes their life. Because it's just like, for me, when someone makes that choice, I know they must have been desperate. They must have been in tremendous pain, discomfort. And I'm familiar with a level of that. I really am. And I've come to this space where it's like, I don't think I'm above getting there. And I don't want to turn dark. I want this to be as positive as it can be. But I just don't think I'm bigger than giving up. If I'm not careful, if I don't have legitimate intention with my choices anymore, I feel like I'm just too old to passively bumble through life and assume everything's going to be okay. People don't make it out there in addiction. They don't make it out there sometimes in mental health, when it comes to mental health. So the need to take your own life serious is paramount. C-Dub, hey Noah, I think you rock. Don't ever stop. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I really do. Connor Stefanski, did you still have facial hair when you had low T? I want to get my levels checked, but no one believes because I still grow facial hair. I mean, I had some facial hair. I didn't have like as much as I do now. I was also 25 and I'm 31. But go get checked. It doesn't matter. Those things don't matter. Trust me. When I first brought up to my doctor the idea that I might be suffering from low testosterone, he essentially laughed at me because he just didn't think it was possible just by glancing at me. And I had really low testosterone. So you're entitled to that information. Just go get it. I love your coffee. Emerson Coffee Bike. Robin Williams had Lewy body dementia and may not have had the cognition to understand what he was doing. I had not heard that. I wonder if that is true. I'm not calling you a liar. I've just never heard that. Makes me want to look into it. Crypto Nomad, low-key really inspired by your physique and your transformation. I've been hitting the gym, lifting weights. Fat loss seems to be a very slow process. Can you speak to your journey? I've been doing Saturday fast as well. I can speak to my journey. A couple of things that have been, I'm glad that I could heat you up a little bit, so to speak. Hitting the gym is huge. Lifting weights for growing and maintaining, huge, right? Fat loss is a slow process, and it should be. So all of us have the information to lose weight. It's not a secret. It's literally been the same thing in various forms for a long, long time. Bottom line is we need to be in some type of deficit, right? Some type of caloric deficit. We can't be taking in more energy than we're putting out. So figuring out what your resting metabolic rate is, or your basal metabolic rate, which is just like your resting rate with a little bit of activity, aka how much energy do you need every day just to stay the same? You can figure that out pretty easily. MyFitnessPal will give you a good starting point. But beyond all that, beyond the fact that you have to get into a deficit, and there are so many ways to accomplish that, I think the most important thing is to understand why. Like, what is your goal, but why? Why do you want to lose weight? When I started focusing a lot more on the why, the goal was to lose weight, but why did I want to lose weight? I started to round out some of the less important and more trivial things that were motivating me, or clearly not motivating me. I think I had this like long-term mindset, like I want to lose weight so I can look good naked. But it was never enough. It was just too shallow for me to get me there. So I think rounding out that why, making it really personal, really, really personal to you, something deep, is important. I think that's step one. 2 is to find and experiment with different strategies to see what you can sustain. The biggest issue I've had in the past is that most of the things I've done to lose weight have required tremendous, tremendous stress and meticulous follow through. And let me rephrase. What I've tried in the past has usually not been sustainable. So I've tried diets that were really intense, for lack of better words, and sometimes I got some results, but they usually led to feeling overwhelmed, feeling down, feeling deprived, and then binge eating, and sometimes getting heavier than where I started. So finding a system that was actually long-term sustainable was huge. And for me, that's tracking my food, no matter how I'm eating, even if I'd like to eat like a dick and not be responsible, just track it, right? I track everything. everything. The subconscious benefits of tracking your food, I cannot say enough about it, guys. Try it. Let's say you're like, oh, I should probably lose some weight, but you don't feel like you're ready. You see what happens when you track everything you eat. You don't have to put any intention behind it. The subconscious aspects of you start to make better choices. So I track everything, and then I do intermittent fasting, an 8 to 16 protocol, meaning I eat in an 8-hour window, and then I fast for 16. And I've now experimented with basically once a week, 24-hour to 36-hour fasts. I choose to also weigh in every day because I like that data and I don't associate my worth with it, so it's not a big deal for me. It's just tangible. It's plottable. And then I have a really good relationship with food right now. It's a big topic. I'm going on too long. But those are some of the things I do, and I could dig in far more to nuances and way bigger stuff that I think is helpful, but I'll have to save that for a YouTube video or something. Just find something that works for you, and hopefully you got something out of that little rant there. But don't give up, because I've just hit my stride, truly. I just hit my stride with eating well, living well, losing weight, being lean, and I'm 31, so. FRAD, I started TRT about 2 months ago. When should I start seeing the fat burning, lean out effects of TRT therapy? And did you start HCG? Thanks. Guys, let me be very, very clear from my experience and that of a whole lot of other people, anecdotal evidence aside, or anecdotal evidence being the case, but being on TRT is not going to lean you out by itself at all. I can personally tell you that I got really, really heavy on TRT, like really heavy, okay? So testosterone replacement therapy, yeah, here you go. Can you guys see that? That's me on my TRT. This is me on my TRT as well. I was 240 some pounds, and right now I'm significantly more lean. I show you guys this, and I show you that more specifically because of the question, to relay the point that it's going to allow you to retain some muscle. One of the things that sucks about having low testosterone like I did was that you can't build muscle. You can't. You just don't have enough of the hormone that's required. So it's really tough. And if you don't have muscle, it's tough to burn fat. Not impossible, but harder. Muscle burns fat. Makes that whole mobilization of fat so much easier. So you should start seeing the fat burning effects just like anyone else would when you're actually in a caloric deficit. You still need to do that. Now you should have more energy, more vitality. You also need to keep an eye on hunger. When you start testosterone, guys, you get hungry, really hungry. So you'll have to keep an eye on that. But you'll need to be in the same deficit all of us have to be in if we want to lose weight. It should help you, but it can also make you gain weight if you're not careful because of this like voracious appetite you get. If that makes any sense. Looks like we have another super chat from AK. Forgive me if I missed that. I think that's probably a good reason to have this open, huh? Oh, excuse me, gents and ladies. Stop. What are you doing? Don't be dumb. Let go. All right, here we go. Restore chat. Yeah, I'm going to restore back to the old school setting because I missed a super chat there. I had no idea it was even going on. Oh, wow. Sorry, guys. My computer's wigging out on me. There it is. Okay, so we have another super chat from AK 399. Thank you. Again, guys, if you've been hanging out and you're like, oh, answer my question. Damn it. Feel free. I'm feeling good today. Feel free to do the super chat option. I'll get to your question immediately, even $1 or $2, and boom, you're right to the top. I'm going to shout you out. It's dope. And you guys are helping pay for my lunch. Have you had liver disease symptoms while drinking? So as an active alcoholic, I did have some elevated liver enzymes. Nothing too alarming, but yes, I'd be lying if I didn't say that my drinking had progressed to a space where you could for sure notice it in my blood work a little bit. And luckily, the liver is very resilient. I think that resiliency is part of the weird psyche in my head that would have me not address the issue at hand and like be more responsible. I'm young, my liver can handle it, but if you get off of alcohol, if you're able to stop, then your liver can regenerate really well, most cases. Thank you again for the super chat. I really do appreciate it. All right, let's see. Where are we on these questions, guys? Where are we? I missed another one from Grody McOates. Grody McOates gave me a $2 super chat. Thank you. How did I miss that? That's my bad. I appreciate it. Thank you. It's awesome. I hope you're still here to know that I got that. Damn it. It's a big deal. Okay, I'm going, guys. Where were we? Bob Street says, I need help. I'm not okay. I can't take it anymore and I'm suicidal and deserted by everyone. I have no help. I need help. Bob, you've been outspoken in the past about struggling with your mental health. You're wanted and needed here. I assure you. Go get that help. If you're in dire straits right now, go to the hospital. If not, check out healingfromdepression.com. Tell a friend. I don't care how many times you've told a friend or how you don't feel people understand. I'm afraid you do need to be your #1 most important advocate. And I'm rooting for you, okay? And we care. There's a collective group of us here, I assure you, do care. So feeling alone, being alone, 2 different things. Hang in there, okay? Soren says, how to deal with panic attacks. So I have a trick for panic attacks. When I was hospitalized for a condition known as rhabdomyolysis, I was in a confined space. I happened to be pretty claustrophobic. And when I was in this room, latched up to multiple IVs, I couldn't really go anywhere. I couldn't go outside, that's for sure. And it was actually quite difficult just to leave my room. And so I was also, I think, going through a bit of alcohol withdrawal, but that's another thing. Point is, I felt feelings of panic arising quickly. And luckily, I do have a couple tools in my toolkit. One, if you run cold water, when I run cold water under my wrist and close my eyes in like a bathroom and breathe in through my nose and out through my mouth, I can absolutely fight off feelings of panic. Another thing I do is you can just drop to your hands and knees, put your head through the window of your arms, and do square breathing. Square breathing is when you breathe in for 2 to 3 seconds. We're going to demo square breathing, but it really gets us out of this activated limbic system and gets us back into our prefrontal cortex. Don't I sound smart saying those things? I'm learning. But yeah, so this is what square breathing would look like, okay? Hold it for 3 seconds now. Breathe out for 3 seconds. Wait to breathe in for 3 seconds. Boop, 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 boop. Crazy powerful. Try that. It works. It really does. All right, where are we at? Emerson Coffee Bike. Bob, you need to call 911. Absolutely. Call your crisis person. Absolutely. All right. Ragladier. Hello from Ireland. From Ireland. Oh, I want to go to Ireland so bad. One of my close friends is from Ireland, and I just want to see Ireland. Yeah. Blue Cool 789. Greetings from Singapore. I just became your patron 12 hours ago. Thank you. I'm going to get on my Patreon today, and I'm probably do a live stream later. And I appreciate that. Guys, so I do have a Patreon account, and the main function of that account is that you guys can reach me every day if you need to. So if you are wanting to get a hold of me and you're able to even contribute $1 a month or $2 a month to my Patreon, think of it as daily access to me. You can message me every single day, and plus if I post stuff on Patreon, you can see it there too. I'm not trying to hustle. I have been trying to figure out how to leverage my time. And I mean that from the best possible space, because I am not a celebrity. I am not even that big and popular on YouTube at all. I know that. I'm not stupid. But I do have more people reaching out to me than I'm personally able to get to. I just can't. It's literally impossible to manage that. And one thing I decided I would do is I would start a Patreon, one, to help support my time financially. I'm an adult. I have to think about those things. But two, as a means for those that really feel like they might need more than just my videos or our comment sections or these live streams that happen, they can reach me there. And it's an option for you. It's an option for you. And I'll put a link in the description, but it's just bignoknow on Patreon. I hope I didn't say that in poor taste. I just wanted to mention that. Oscar Janes, why does alcohol have so many calories? 7 cal per gram. That's my main problem with it. It's not my main problem with it, but it's definitely calorically dense, and it's even more so because so much of it gets converted to fat. And when we drink alcohol, guys, our body just sees it as its most perfect fuel source, primary fuel. In other words, it doesn't matter what else is in you. Let's say if you just had a piece of pizza and you drink alcohol, that pizza just rots because your body's going to have to deal with the alcohol first. In other words, it makes it really easy to gain weight. And of course, I lost a bunch of weight, not to my surprise, when I was able to cut out alcohol. Tech Theater. Hello, Noah from Pakistan. Wow. How's it going? How are you? Justy Twinbee. Hey from Cali. California. I love California. So much family down there. Hey back from Beaverton. Petite B09. Hello. Glad I caught you live here. I'm glad you did too. I hope you're still here. Emerson Coffee by Grody McCoates. I know, dude. He's so funny. Andreas. Hello from Sweden. Isn't that amazing? Like, oh, what a fateful thing that I hit record all those years back and started a channel to like have people from all around the world just hanging out with me on a Sunday morning. That's so... I'm trying to bring rad back. I don't know if rad can come back, but I want to bring it back. That's rad. Oscar James, I can almost tell you're fasting just from how calm and collected you appear. It's a wonderful thing. I know, right? There's this weird thing that happens, guys, when you fast. Your brain works very well. your cognitive function is elevated. I really have noticed that when I'm fasting, I can think very clearly. I can express myself pretty clearly. It's cool. There's like this energy thing that comes about it. Not to go on too far of a side rant, but what I'm reading is that when we are fasting, even though we are actively choosing not to eat, right? Our body fears that we are suddenly lacking for food. And so what it does is it shoots our growth hormone up in all of us, men and women, which is meant as a modality to preserve muscle so that we can protect ourselves in that way. It starts figuring out how to mobilize your fat as energy quick, but beyond that, it sends basically an instinct to your brain saying, be alert, and through the form of, I believe it's norepinephrine, be alert for food, be on the lookout for food. And when you know why you're doing it, you basically can just leverage that alertness to be really productive. So we got another super chat. Fantastic, guys. Thank you. Let's go ahead and see what that's about from Trevor. Trevor just paying out right now. Thank you, Trevor. Do you still have Pure O? I think you need a Sunday weekly sesh. I say it like this, and again, thank you, Trevor. I say it like this when it comes to Pure O OCD. Like I say it for depression, like I say it for alcoholism, I have reprieves. I have daily reprieves contingent upon the maintenance of my mental health. So I have no doubt that if I stopped doing the things I am doing, if I stopped taking the suggestions and the advice that I am taking, if I left myself to my old ways of doing, living, and thinking, my own devices, Pure O would ravish me. I mean, just absolutely decimate me. So I don't actively have it destroying me because I'm doing such a good job at using the tools that I've been given and staying very, very active in my mental health. But I don't believe it's gone forever. I think like depression, like alcoholism, like anything, for me, it's there waiting for me. And it can still creep up. I just have a much better defense system against it now. And it doesn't actively mess up days and weeks and months at a time, knock on wood, because it's sneaky. But, I've been doing pretty well lately. And yes, I think I will do this weekly. This feels really good. I'm enjoying myself so much. I hope you guys are having at least an okay experience with me, because I really am enjoying this very much. Bob Street, I need help. I can't take it. I have traumatic brain injury, severe, deserted by everyone. I'm not okay. I'm new, disabled. Go to the hospital, Bob, and don't give up. Abby Asher, good morning from Kentucky, another place I've never been. I don't know why Kentucky just got me so excited. Oh, that's cool. Okay, I'm going to ask something really annoying. I'm going to preface it with that. I know this is going to sound annoying, but is like Kentucky Fried Chicken in Kentucky, is it better in Kentucky? I just have to know. Justy Twin B, 17 months sober. Wow. I always run my great ideas by my sponsor or sober support. I still can't trust my thinking. Congratulations on 17 months. That's a big deal to me. It really, really is. I was in a space, guys, where I was drinking so erratically, so impulsively, so destructively that I couldn't imagine not drinking for like 2 or 3 days. The desire to drink was just so incredibly intense, and now I have 102 days, and it's a miracle for me. I was born to just get wasted, fuck my life up. I swear that's my default. And to what Justy Twin B was saying, she still can't trust her thinking, and that's a beautiful thing to be aware of. I cannot trust my thinking, and that's amazing. Like, the fact that I don't believe I can trust my thinking makes me so much more willing to seek help and try something else, and to act as if there's better ways of doing things out there, which leads to better thinking. It's dope. FRAD, anyone take Propecia in here and had their endocrine system crash? I've never have, and I hope someone responded you to that. Oscar James, Propecia is awful. Just use Rogaine or shave it all off. Okay. FRAD, Propecia is poison. Kevin Cruz, Noah, you're causing positive change in my life like you cannot imagine. I'm still addicted to cannabis, but I'm making progress. I started antidepressants 5 days ago, and they're already helping. I'm glad they're already helping. I'm glad that I'm causing some positive change in my life, and I continue to I'll just send you some hope and some courage to, if you want to address the cannabis thing, to dig deep and to do that, to sort out what that would mean for you. I know it's not easy, and I appreciate you being honest with us very much. Emerson Coffee, Bob Street, look up Russ Scala for TBI. Sorry to say that in this world you have to help yourself where no one will. It's very, very true, guys. We can support each other, but we ultimately have to save ourselves. It's intense. Brandon Freschetti, hi. Braden Freschetti, hi. What's going on, Braden? Brandon Marcos, thanks for all your help. My PHQ score was in the 30s at one point and is now at 0. Bonus question, super serious. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck? Would I rather fight 100 duck-sized horses? I want to take on 1 horse-sized duck. I'm going to fuck that duck up. I feel it. I just need to get a hold of it. I'm taking that duck out. Rana Bati, have you ever thought about going vegan? I haven't. I haven't thought about going vegan. What I have done is I have limited my meat intake. It's gone down over the years, and I'm very mindful of where I get the meat products, the animal products that I get. So it has to be free range, pasture raised, organic, grass fed, and really good. I mean, local farming. That sort of thing is really important to me. But I'm not personally interested in going vegan right now. I'm very susceptible to change the more I learn about anything, so I don't rule anything out. UNCYKE, Unky. Bro, how's your anxiety? Existential stuff. Anxiety's good today. Existential stuff's good today. You know, feeling okay, feeling mentally stable is an absolute gift for someone like me. And I know not more than anyone, but I know as much as anyone that it's non-linear, right? So I can be like, okay for a while, okay, but when I'm living with good intention, right, when I'm doing the right things, there's less ups and downs. My floor comes up, so I don't go as low. Clorox bleach, do you do EOD or ED injections? I mean, I do muscular injections. Blue Cool 789. I was surfing your channel and you had a fertility test done. How's the results? So guys, I did do a fertility test because I am doctor prescribed on testosterone replacement therapy for my hypogonadism. I definitely wanted to find out if I had any active swimmers down there, and I don't. I'm shooting blanks down there because I'm taking in my hormones, my hormone, testosterone, because of my hypogonadism, that condition, exogenously, meaning I take it in so my body doesn't even have to think about it. Not that it was producing it in any way, shape, or form to an adequate level, but now it really doesn't have to think about it. So if I want to be fertile, if I want to be able to have kids, for example, I would have to hop on something like HCG. C-Dub, on only 2.5 milligrams of Valium from 40 milligrams daily, wow, for 5 years, having severe trouble, can you possibly make another benzo vid? Not enough people are aware how bad a taper is. Can you help with this awareness? I absolutely can help with this awareness. That's amazing, by the way, that you've been able to taper down from 40 to 2.5. God bless you for that. It is a nightmare from everything I've read. And my small experience getting down off of clonazepam when I was abusing it slightly and taking too much of it some time ago, long time ago. It was very scary, very uncomfortable, a lot of weird side effects and behaviors and thoughts, physical sensations. Shit's no joke. We have another super chat from, and I will make another video on that. I'll put that on my list. In fact, I'm going to have to put that in my video ideas right now or I'm going to forget. And then we'll get to this next super chat from a very good dude. A very good dude. Video ideas. Let's see, maybe I'll be able to possibly get a guest feature for that benzo idea. Benzo video. Find guest. Okay, so I will definitely make another video on that, and I just made a note to make sure that I hopefully can attract like someone who has a lot to say about that, whether it be a professional or someone from personal experience. So we have a super chat from my friend, The Rewired Soul. Guys, go ahead and check this guy's YouTube channel out, by the way. Really good content. Really good content, especially for addiction and recovery. Hashtag coffee money. I just got 6 years sober and you're inspiring me with your recovery journey. We still need to link up and do a collab sometime. We sure do. I'll have to make another note of that. I keep forgetting. Excuse me for that. Congratulations on 6 years. You are goals, my friend. You are absolutely goals. And I'm so happy for you. That's amazing. And I'm glad that I as someone, so guys, quick backstory on the Rewired Soul here, who was so generous and donating to my coffee fund, which I appreciate so much. He made this video on YouTube, like kind of just breaking down my behavior. It was the strangest thing, but the Rewired Soul, I'm forgetting your name, my friend, but he made a video on his YouTube channel, which is a great channel, and the video had to do with like my pattern of relapse and my behavior. And he is a professional. He works in the field of addiction, and so he was able to break down on a deeper level what I was doing, how I was thinking, and the patterns he was seeing. I watched that video on YouTube, and it is beyond bizarre to watch someone analyze your behavior and especially be so spot on with their observation thereof. So go check that out if you want. And definitely go subscribe to Rewired Soul if you deal with addiction. Dude knows his stuff and he can help you. Oh, and I'll set an alarm, a calendar alert for tomorrow. I'll reach out to you about a collab. Monday, July 23rd. Reach out to Rewired Soul for collab. I'ma break it. No. Sorry guys, one sec. If I don't put this down on my calendar, I will forget. That's my shtick. So, okay. We'll get this thing going. Saved. It is 8:38 right now. It's 8:38 right now. There's still 50 plus folks here, which is amazing. So glad you guys are here. How much longer can I do this? Let's go to 9:15. We're going to go to 9:15, and I'm going to get as far as I can on these questions as possible. I will try to shorten up my answer. If you guys want to make sure that you get your questions answered or you get to actively be in this, just use the super chat function. It's super fun. It's making me feel great. And if not, I'll go as far as I can. And I'm so thankful that you guys are here. So we'll be here about 30 more minutes, just because I have somewhere I need to go at 10 a.m. And so I want to get ready for that. Emmanuel Smith, what's from Salem? Or hey, thanks. Oh, what's up from Salem, I'm assuming. Or hey, thanks for all of the videos and help, because I got my T checked, found out it was low, and now I'm being treated. That's awesome. And that's the power of this, right? It's just sharing. Yeah, that's why I do this. That's why this makes me feel so good. Davy Crockett, I see massive difference in the health of working class British people in comparison to middle class in terms of diet. Yet, with mental health, I think it's the reverse, possibly do more. Wow, that's interesting insight. Davy Crockett, stressful office jobs and the pressure to look good and live the perfect life, if that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. It's tough to get an authentic gauge of our fellow man and woman, right? I fall into that too. As much positive reinforcement I've had on this platform to just be raw, and I think it's so helpful for people to just know that other people struggle, because we get these unrealistic perspectives on everyone's life, because everyone wants to be brave and just put on a show. Not everyone, but a lot of us. Oscar James, bench, squat, deadlifts, stats. So my lifetime PR for bench press is 385. My lifetime PR for squatting is 485. And my deadlift PR is 535 or 545, I believe. But I was a lot heavier. I would like to retest those lifts now that I'm lean. I weigh like 194, 195 pounds. And I don't think I'll be getting much leaner than this. But I'd be curious to see how my strength compares here versus essentially 50 pounds ago when I was a big old boy. Y'all want to see how big? Y'all want to see how big? Yeah. How would that guy lift versus that guy? That's what I want to know. Anthony, love you, Noah. I love you too, dog. Glenn Brown, I used to be an alcoholic and drug addict. Jesus is the person who keeps me and set me free. I've been sober for more than 25 years, spending time with him and reading the Bible. That's a beautiful thing. And Glenn, I am actively looking for God in my life. It's something I wouldn't normally want to admit on this channel. I don't want to scare anyone away or draw any lines on the sand. I'm just a baby little spiritual creature. I don't know much about it, but I do know that it's helping to pray. I do know it's helping that to talk to God, whatever that means, you know. But it helps. And I don't know if that's the universe or what, but there's something powerful about not feeling like I have to figure everything out. I do like that a lot. Marin W, thanks, Noah, you got it. Glenn Brown, I've been following you for 2 years. Dang, you've seen me through a lot of different phases then, that's for sure. Thank you for sticking around. Mike Tucci, good morning. Morning. Cameron McKenzie, hi. What's going on, Cameron? Tao, wishing everyone well this morning. Agreed. Glenn Brown, hi from Mexico. Hi from Mexico, Missouri. There can't possibly be a place called Mexico, Missouri, can there? If there is, that's incredible. And hi. Mel Barbett, my chronic pain never lets me have a break. It is tricky. That sounds really tricky. Mel, look into how intermittent fasting can help with chronic pain and inflammation. Ashley Rhodes, hello from Arizona. I work nights, so good night, everyone. Good night, Ashley, and hey from Beaverton. Thanks for being here. Kyle Morrison, how is the HCG working with the testosterone? I'm not actively on any HCG, guys, not right now. Justy Twinbee, congratulations on 25 years, Glenn. Absolutely. Oscar James, thoughts on keto? You know what? I don't know. I'm just learning about ketogenic diet. I don't have too much to say about it because I'm I'm an athlete. I really am. I consider myself an athlete, not like a professional one, but I train very, very vigorously with weights. I do CrossFit. And with that in mind, in reference to this, I think keto, I understand like while I'm fasting, I'm in ketosis. Once I get to a certain threshold, I burn through my glycogen. But from everything I read, the use of clean carbohydrates for energy for intense exercise is better. It's better for output. So kind of like, I also love carbs. Like I really do. Now, I put a higher priority on what kind of carbs I take in. So organic, whole grain, organic oats. Like I really like steel cut oats and organic oats for carbs. I like veggies for carbs, of course. I like sweet potatoes and yams and stuff like that. Just I like the culture of healthy, clean carbs used for a reason, right? Like I use my carbs to the best of my ability for performance. And I think there's some mental health benefits for me for how my body is wired right now. I've heard people say that they can switch over, but I just don't think I want to right now. I do try to avoid simple sugars and bullshit carbs though. Jen Fay, thoughts on no sugar, no flour? I mean, none of us need processed sugar. I love it, and I pick and choose when I dabble with it because it's delicious when in moderation. But from what I'm understanding, even people that don't become symptomatic over flour, for example, gluten, let's say, and I'm a baby at this, so I'm not speaking from a deeply educated perspective. None of our bodies were designed to take that in. Ah, time to wake up. So I can't imagine a soul that wouldn't be better off in terms of their inflammatory markers and their likelihood for, I don't know, modern day diseases. If they cut it out, you know, it's always going to help. Hatanas23, have you ever considered doing a liver flush? I had huge improvements in my hormones and mood doing them. I suspect most low T has it root in some form of mild hepatic impairment that bloods don't show. You might be right, and I definitely know that by going on these 36-hour fasts, I am 100% giving my internal organs and my body a chance to rest, regenerate, and recover. It's so interesting. When we fast, when you stop taking in food, which your body has to prioritize when it comes in, it has to, it's got to deal with it. It takes energy, it takes function from all of your systems. When you stop that process, it's incredible what the body does. Basically, it will just start aiming to heal, regenerate, and revitalize whatever part of you could be using a little extra love. So for me, I knew for a fact that was my digestive system, because I had just destroyed it with binge drinking, and also my liver and my kidney, and your body can then work on free radicals and cancer cells. If you fast long enough, your white blood cells will die off and regenerate brand new and strong. It's crazy. I don't mean to sound like a preachy intermittent faster or a fasting dude, but I'm beyond fascinated with it. Fascinated. Come on, coffee. Oh, I can definitely tell that I've been at this for a while. You don't get tired when you do these live streams, per se. You just get, like, your brain gets a little bit like, Oscar Janes, Jennifer, it's awful with him. Oscar, processed carbs should not be a part of your diet, agreed. Uh-oh, it just kicked me way back. Hey, Mel Barvet, excuse me for missing this. Mel dropped me a $1 super chat. Thank you, Mel. I hope you're still here to know that I appreciate that so much. It didn't pop up on my alerts, which is it's not good. Oh, it did. It's right there. Excuse me, Mel. I missed that, and I appreciate you very much. Where are we? Fuck it, top team. That's so funny. Says, doing TRT, if your estrogen isn't high, then what is the need for HCG? Is HCG required? No, HCG isn't required. I know a lot of guys that don't do HCG. I mean, so when you take testosterone under your doctor's supervision, your testicles do shrink. They get smaller. It's known as testicular atrophy, and so HCG can help that. Yeah. Thanks, people just do it to keep the system running. Efrad, thanks, you got it. Molly Bird, 31, wow, you are young. You have so much great life to live. I hope so. I hope so. I used to like dread the idea of getting older, and the better things are getting in life, the less I'm fighting everything, the more I look forward to seeing what might come next. Oscar Janes, HCG keeps your testicles from, yep. Blanche, I finally overcome DP. Thanks for the help. That's amazing. Yes. Congratulations. DP is depersonalization, guys. Scary stuff. Oscar James, Professor Side, Blanche. I'm overcame DP. Thank God I only have it for 3 weeks. I'm done. Good. Molly Bird, are you afraid to have children because having a gene for depression? That's a good question, Molly. I would say yeah. I'm trying to steer away from like the fear-based thinking. But I'd be lying. I think any of us would be lying. Let's say if we don't have kids, if you've gone through a major mental disorder like I have, like many of us have, not to mention addiction and just how scary this world is, financial stuff. I used to think I wanted a ton of kids, and I'm actually starting to make peace with the possibility that I won't. And if I do, I'll know. My wife and I will just read the way our life is going, and we'll make that decision together. But I would have to earn a lot more credibility with myself long term to feel comfortable entertaining that. I'm also still in that catch area of my life where I'm 31 years old. I still have time if I really want to have kids. It's scary. Once you've been deeply depressed, especially treatment-resistant depression, suicidality, forms of shock therapy, I've just been through bad stuff with my mental health and with my addiction. So it's like, what would happen if a little one was involved, you know? I think it's irresponsible not to consider. Rona's Productions, I care. Heck yeah. Molly Bird, my daughter does this with cold water too. She is 18 and told me it really helps her a lot. Blue Cool 789, hope you remove your shirt and show us your leaning cut process at the end of the video. That's, oh gosh, you guys want to hear something terrible? I was literally about to leverage a super chat. I was going to say, if someone donates X amount of dollars, I will show you guys where I'm at, which is probably the hoiest thing I've ever thought, and I had to share it because it was funny, because I'm not going to, that's terrible, but that's what my head, I was like, maybe I will take off my shirt. Maybe I will show everyone where I'm at. No, you know what? They gotta pay first. I literally apparently have the heart of a stripper. I've got the heart of a stripper. Good for me. That's terrible. If you're curious to see what my physique looks like right now, you can check out my Instagram. I post a lot on my Instagram for fitness and health and stuff like that. Oh, geez. Okay. Where are we? Blazing X Inferno, big fan, Noah. Thank you. Thank you. Audrey, so confused. What? Now Star Trek is on hold. Big no-no is now on my TV. What? That's crazy. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I understand how casting works like that, but it's wild. Me on your big screen. God help everybody. Mel Barbett, how do you have chronic pain? How do you deal with it if so? So I've got some chronic low back pain, some knee pain from where I had surgery. And I think, like, if you train hard, if you're someone who just works out and exercises really hard, I think it's pretty normal to just kind of deal with some chronic pain. But I wouldn't be a great person to talk to you about this. I manage mine just with proper rest, mobility, stretching and mobility every single day. Healthy lifestyle living. I don't have a ton of experience. I have thought about this a lot, though. I'm kind of used to always being in a level of certain type of pain, but I just know some people deal with it so much more. So I just want to be gentle with this topic. I don't want to speak on something I just don't fully understand. But you know what? My mom has had like 9 or 10 surgeries in her life, on her face, on her feet. and she knows about chronic pain. What say you I ask her to be on the channel and talk about chronic pain? I think that's a really good idea, and let's see what her perspective is. And then again, you know, I'm blessed to have access to a lot of really talented, smart people. So maybe we bring someone else to comment on this as well. How to deal with, making a note, guys, chronic pain. How to deal with chronic pain. Mama. Married to the game, I ain't getting no. Okay, let us keep going. MBS 1996-21. When going through severe DP and intrusive thoughts, your videos were the first thing that gave me faith that things could get better. Thanks for all you do. I love that, and you're welcome. I'm so glad. I know how scary that can be. The gamer on top. Hey, I'm from Manchester, England. How are you today, Noah? I'm good. How are you, man? Manchester, England. It's another place I absolutely hope to get to go to someday. J.E. Greetings from Southern Germany. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Greetings back from Beaverton, Oregon, United States. Blue Cool 789. What is your height and weight now? I want to send you some fitness clothing that I can't wear. Maybe it fits you. I am 194, 195, 5'11". P.O. box in the description. That's funny. Molly Bird. I fast 3 times a month. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Did I get another? Am I straight up missing super chats right now? What is going on? Worst experience as an Uber driver. Okay, so AK, I hope you're still here. Forgive me, guys. I'm trying to stay always on top of super chats. It's a huge thing for people to support me like that. So I did Uber driving for like, I don't know, 7 months, 8 months. And I think my worst experience was just, I picked someone up who was absolutely hammered, who thought they were going to throw up, who was not very responsive, and who just smelled like BO and alcohol. Bad, you know, bad. So I think I drove. No. Oh my gosh, scratch that. My worst experience as I'm not currently an Uber driver, but my worst experience as an Uber driver was picking up a couple from the airport. This couple must have been in some sort of fight, some sort of major conflict, because when they got in my car, I got out, put their bags in the trunk, opened the doors, let them in. They were quiet. You know when you can just feel energy, right? You can sense tension. They were tense, and they were sitting, looking out the opposite side of the window, or each window just looking away, brooding at one another. The energy was horrid. And so I'm driving them. Their destination is like 30, 40 minutes away, maybe 30 minutes away. And I asked them my standard question, hey guys, how are you? How's the flight? And they just, fine. Quick, short answer, if they answered at all. Then I put my music on, just like a 6 or 7, just so there was a little bit of music in the background. And the passenger, the guy says, we want quiet. That's what he said. I was like, oh, okay. So I turned it down to 2. Then he says, we would like complete silence. I was like, oh. Okay, sure. Boom, complete silence. We had to drive in the dark for 30 minutes with complete silence. Do you know how uncomfortable that is? It was terrible, like really bad. Neither of them spoke. Neither of them looked at one another. I didn't say a word. I didn't have music. And I just sat in a car that clearly was dealing with a marital dispute. It doesn't sound that bad, but it was bad. Super chat. Someone just dropped. Chad Allen. Chad, thank you very much for your super chat. You guys, I can't tell you how thankful I am for you guys this morning. I don't come in ever expecting that, and you guys are just, it's incredible. Thank you. So Chad Allen did a $4.99 super chat. Brings his question to the top. What are your thoughts on gut health and candida? So I have some basic thoughts on gut health and candida. If I'm not mistaken, candida is a type of bacteria that thrives on sugar. What is candida? Let me just make sure I'm not mistaken there. So candida is a fungal infection, skin or mucous membranes caused by overgrowth. So candida is associated with exhaustion, cravings for sweets, bad breath, white coating on the tongue, brain fog, hormone imbalance, joint pain, loss of sex drive. I believe it has to just do with an imbalance of a certain type of bacteria in your gut that can leak through your mucous membrane or your gut wall, and certain things can get into your bloodstream that are not supposed to be there. Basically, when you have an overgrowth of sugar in your gut, and it thrives on sugar. Gut health, the more I'm learning, is just so incredibly important to your mental health. We make most of our feel-good hormones in our gut. It's amazing that so many of us take this, and myself included, so lightly. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's like 70% of all serotonin production, right? Neurotransmitter associated with feeling good is produced in our gut. Another thing that is largely created in our gut is melatonin. Major health implications there. I think it's just one of those places that if you're going to start somewhere and you've got the time and the know-how, start with your gut. Start with your gut. You could relieve so many of the things that are ailing you that you might be seeking far more extreme methods to improve, like brain fog, depression, anxiety, inflammation, chronic pain, gastrointestinal issues. I wish I was an expert so I could relay all of the strong feelings I have on gut health. Something I do, and I'll leave it at this, Chad, something I do for my gut health every day is I take a big heaping scoop of sauerkraut with like every savory type of meal. If I have like a veggie scramble or something like that. Sauerkraut is widely abundant in probiotics. Look into gut health, guys. Do whatever you can to improve your gut health. Since I seem to continue to loop this back, a good way to heal your gut is to give it a break. A good way to give it a break is to look into fasting. See how good it'll make you feel and protect that gut. I should do a video on gut health and see if I can bring an expert. Look, you guys are giving me so many good ideas. Gut health, vid, and effects on mental health. Healthy gut, healthy brain, guys. 49 people. Whoop, whoop. Probably like 5 people are leaving now that I did that. Oh, there's one. All right, you guys, let's keep this baby going. Thank you again, Chad, for the question, for your generous donation. Audrey, so confused. Like the Jackie Chan of mental health. Hiya. That's funny. Rasmus A. Hi, Noah. Glad to see you again. How's it going? It's going really well right now. Guys, I'm on the precipice of like, I think my best week-long stretch after a pretty hard mental health stretch. And it just speaks to being consistent and just hanging in there. Guys, we got about 15 more minutes. I do need to let you go after that. Again, thank you so much for being here. This has been the most incredible start to my day. Mariah Begum, hello from Malaysia. I just wanted to say TQ because you have been able to inspire and motivate me to actually start going to the gym. And this has helped huge in being able to control my anxiety. Much love. That's amazing. You just made my day better by sharing that. Thank you. Pradeep Singh, hey Noah, how are you doing? I'm good. I really am good. And I don't take that lightly to say. And you guys know I would tell you if I wasn't feeling good. Or you would just be able to tell. Today I'm good. That's my favorite answer now. It's just to say that today I am good. Yeah. Okay, where are we at? Hello from Sweden, from Tildesandolo. How's it? Sweden, I've never been to Sweden. I want to travel. I feel like I could probably find like some amazing people to stay with, with my wife or something, because this is like a big extended family to me. Oscar Jans, have you ever had any problems with stretch marks? And is there anything you can do to heal it? I have had some problems with stretch marks, relatively minor, but I've had some like inguinal stretch marks and some right here on my arm for when I started TRT, I started binge eating a lot more, gained a lot of weight. But I guess I don't actively know what you're supposed to do to treat them. Other than, losing weight helps. But you'd have to go to Dr. Google on that one. I'm not ashamed of them though. I don't think anyone should be. The way back. Nice to see you looking so healthy, my friend. I relapsed at a little over 16 months. Got back on the wagon now, and tomorrow I'll be 90 days sober. You got back on the wagon, my friend. I know that feeling. I know that feeling. Yes, congratulations on coming up on 90 days. It's a huge, huge deal. It couldn't be a bigger deal. And thank you for the kind words. Zaid Davids, hey Noah, when did you start to realize that you no longer suffer from DPDR? So DPDR is depersonalization, derealization, guys. It's like the sense that you're in a dreamlike state. It's terrible. You're dissociated. You don't really know. The reality of your world is very scary. And I realized I was figuring out that it wasn't like actively plaguing me. And when it's plaguing you, you know. Came over me very quietly, very quietly. So it was one of those things where it's like I was so in tune with it, kind of like a headache, right? You know when you have a headache, you can't ignore a headache. Just like when you're sick, you cannot ignore being sick. If you've got a really bad sore throat or you're congested, your sinuses are all types of messed up, you know every day. It's not like one day you just pretend it's not there. But in a far more elongated example, like getting better from a respiratory infection or something, it sort of just comes over you. It's kind of like one day you just realize, hey, I think I feel better. And it's the same thing for me with depersonalization, derealization. And it could go both directions. You're just like, hey, do I feel better? Well, I'm wondering if I feel better. I probably feel a little bit better. Chad Allen, good morning, Noah. Keeping watch from Houma, Louisiana. Your vulnerability is truly appreciative. I can relate to your trials and tribulations so much. Thank you, Chad. Thank you very much. And guys, we have another a super chat from Chad. That's crazy. Chad, what are the chances? Thank you, Chad. $4.99, another super chat, brightening my day, supporting this channel. Chad asks, what made you decide to be vulnerable publicly? I have a good answer for you, a very simple answer for you. I don't have to think hard on this one. So when I first started this channel with no subscribers, no viewers, no nothing, I was simply a scared, deeply afraid, deeply depressed, and just suffering 25-year-old young man, youngish man, who had been in a treatment-resistant depression with severe suicidality, panic, no energy, dissociative disorder. I was really just clinging on to life. When I found out that I had very, very little testosterone, I got this inkling of hope. And hope is fleeting when you're depressed and anxious. So elusive, so fleeting. I think what brought me to a space of vulnerability was just pure fear. And it was fear for my life. And I had this instinct that if I made a video just saying, I'm suffering, I'm scared, this is what's going on, maybe someone would relate. That's it. Like, I swear to you guys, that's it. I just wanted to know that someone else maybe had gone through what I was going through, because at that time, I didn't have a clear perspective on that. When you've never dealt with that sort of mental health trauma, it's very hard to imagine that anyone has. It just seems like you start to tell yourself that you're unique in that way. You're going through something no one's ever gone through. Something's wrong with you. You're broken. Ergo, you're hopeless. Ergo, why not just die? So I made that video out of desperation that someone would see it and they would relate and they would write me and they would tell me that they were going through it too, and or maybe tell me it was going to be okay. Just deeply afraid. And that fear brought me to a space of vulnerability that has paid off mentally, emotionally, more than I could ever have imagined. I'm so thankful that I hit record that day, because I didn't do it to gain viewers. I didn't do it to have a YouTube channel. I did it because I was just a scared, hurting person. And now that I have done it to the best of my ability in terms of being vulnerable and honest for so long, and have been so positively reinforced so many times, I now encourage others to be open and honest, and I see the power of that, and I don't take it lightly. Lawyered. All right, guys, I'm here for another 7 to 10 minutes. 7 to 10 minutes to see how far we can get on these questions. Alicia Lumpkins. My anxiety is horrible. It's like I can never breathe, and I feel like I'm going to pass out. I've been watching your videos for a while, and it's helping. I'm glad it's helping. I'm sorry about that. I know that feeling when you feel like you can't breathe and your chest gets tight. Square breathing really helps. I don't know how long you've been here, but if you breathe in through your nose for 2 seconds, if you breathe or hold it for 2 seconds, you breathe out for 2 seconds, and then wait to take another breath for 2, it can really, really deactivate your brain, okay? Another thing I've already said on this, but it was just so powerful to me, and perhaps will be of some use to you, is to be your own best parent. You're okay, nurture yourself, protect yourself, and it will get better. We have another super chat. Damn, I feel like this is so fun. It's so cool. The super chat comes from AK again. Shout out to your brother for being there for you. You're truly blessed. Shout out to you for supporting me and for the question. Thank you so much. I am absolutely, truly blessed. You guys bless me so much. It's freaky. And yeah, I had this little brother, and I'll make this quick, but I just want to honor this donation, this pledge. My little brother, he's like 10 years younger than me, but when I got severely depressed, he took on an interesting leadership role for me. So when I was really, really depressed, I had to move back in with my parents. And when I moved back in with my parents, because I needed supervision, I was just so suicidal. I had to sleep in a bed next to their bed. And because I was so scared and lonely and hopeless and fucked up, my little brother, 10 years younger, slept with me in this bed. He was just there. We played. He watched shows with me that I could barely focus on. He would play online poker with me. He would keep me going. It was the weirdest, strangest experience to go from being what I thought was an able man to a helpless, scared child. That's what depression can do to you. And my little brother played big brother for me. There was this, I'll end it with this. His name's Luke. He's 21 now. I'm glad I can resume a big brother mentorship role in his life now. But one night, my little brother, when he was only 15 years old, I was so deeply suicidal that I'm in that bed next to my parents' bed, but there's this other door that I can leave their room straight to the outside. And my dad asked him, because they were just trying to figure out if they should take me to the hospital, asked him if he would just sit outside, listen, it was summer, sit outside and listen, just make sure I didn't leave the room. Make sure I didn't leave the room while they were trying to decide if I needed to go to the hospital. And so at 15 years old, he just plopped his ass in a chair, threw on some music, and he spent the entire night, he fell asleep, but he spent the entire night out there to make sure I didn't leave and hurt myself. It like makes me emotional talking about it because that was big of him to do at that age, and I couldn't take care of myself at that time. So yeah. Thankful for that. All right, guys, we got about 5 more minutes together. 5 more minutes together. Let's see what else we can get to. And then I just have somewhere to be at 10. Mel Barbette, I have epilepsy, tones of med and illnesses. Tons of med and illnesses. I'm really sick and have chronic pain. Have you had it? I need other ways to deal with it. I'm stuck on morphine. Oh man, I'm so sorry. My mom was stuck on morphine for a long time with chronic pain. I don't have enough experience to comment on this. I just don't. I have some pain in my knee where I had surgery 10 years ago, but it's nothing that would compare to what you're going through. I would just say, the only thing I can think to tell you that just sounds like reasonable and appropriate universal advice is to give in to the help of your professionals and try not to just go off your own devices. Just take as much feedback as you can from, again, professionals in this field, and then be really, really diligent about following through with their feedback. I know in the past, I have been suggested by PTs and suggested by therapists and chiropractors, whatever, whether it be physical or mental health, hey, this is your homework, do this, and I just don't do it. But I'm hurting, so I'm just going to be rooting for you, and I hope you find a more sustainable space to be in soon. It must be so hard. It must be so hard. Carlton Danks, hey man, you inspired me to get off benzos. Thank you for documenting your journey through quitting. How are you doing now with being off benzos? I'm doing incredible off being off benzos. My anxiety is better off of benzos. I've been off them for a long time. I've taken one benzo that's prescribed to me once in the last year, I think. It was when I was in the hospital being hospitalized for rhabdomyolysis, literally thought I might die. I took 0.5 clonazepam. It helped put me to sleep that first night when I was just like laying in the hospital bed, nurses all over me. But I feel so much better. It got back to an as needed and not a crutch for me. Incredibly rewarding. And I think when you don't lean, or for me, when I don't lean on that sort of thing, I find that that I work harder on more sustainable, natural remedies for me. All right, guys, 5-minute warning, truly 5-minute warning. If you wish to do a super chat, you can still get your question in. If you're like just getting here, I will definitely keep answering so long as super chats are coming through. That's just time, cost effective for me. It makes sense for my time, and it leverages it better. But otherwise, I'm going to get through as many more of these as I can. I always try to say that in the most tasteful way possible because you guys aren't like dollar signs to me, you're not a business. I would keep this going if that were happening, but otherwise I do have to go. And you guys have already absolutely showered me with support this morning, so it's incredible. I just want you to know, you're like, here's $1. Answer my question, I will. Otherwise, I'll get you next week, I promise. Okay, we did get a super chat from Chris A. What is your current medication regimen? So I'm not currently, so I'm currently on testosterone cypionate for my low T condition, prescribed by my doctor. I take 140 milligrams every single week intramuscularly. I'm also on a thyroid medication. I don't know how much I need that at this point. I'm just not sure, but I do take a T4 medication called levothyroxine, and I take 0.065 micrograms per day. Every day to support my thyroid, because last we checked, this was some time ago, like 6 months ago, my brain wasn't responding well to the signal. So I definitely need that to be updated. Otherwise, I don't take any medication, but I do take some supplements like a really good fish oil. I take L-tyrosine to help support my neurotransmitters. I take sauerkraut, for a probiotic. And thank you for your question and for your support. Thank you very much. The Gore family. I'd love to learn more about your weight training routine. So if you're curious about my weight training routine, check out CompTrain online. Ben Bergeron is a programmer and a fitness trainer, CrossFit trainer, motivator, and essentially you can look at the CompTrain individual athlete stuff, open athlete CompTrain, and you can see my entire regimen, exactly what I do as a CrossFit coach and athlete. Kirsten, hey, of course the Sunday I get picked to cover a shift. I hope to get on the next one. So dedicated. I love Kirsten. Thank you, Kirsten. You're amazing. Another $2 super chat from Chris A. Just thanking me for all that. Thank you, Noah, for all you do. Thank you, Chris. Thank all of you so much for all you guys do in my life. Patty Brady, what's it like not working with your father anymore? It's incredible. It's incredible. I stayed under that. I worked for my dad far too long, and I love my dad, and he's amazing, but I definitely, I worked there too long. That's for sure. It was a crutch, and so being independent, I'm so thankful that I quit that job a year ago to pursue YouTube full time, but let's be real, I was just pursuing my alcoholism full time, which led me to my bottom very quickly, which has now led me to a much better, productive, self-aware version of myself one day at a time, blah, blah, blah. It's great. It's helped me understand my own purpose. One might say. All right, couple more minutes, my friends, couple more minutes. The Rewired Soul, thanks for the compliment, man, and my name's Chris. Chris, thank you, dude. Carlton, thanks. And would you, so I'm going to read Carlton's, and we got another super chat, keeping this live stream alive. This is like a weird, what's that thing where it's like, I'm a live stream hoe now, apparently. Carlton Dang says, and would you ever go back to clonazepam if your anxiety gets bad enough? So I would never go back to like daily clonazepam. I would never go back to daily benzo use, but I'm not like afraid of potentially using it as needed. So I have some in my car and in my bathroom. I haven't needed it for like over half a year. But if I were in an acute situation and my natural tools were not working for me, then yeah, as prescribed, I would use them. Just not long term. Excuse me one second. My dogs are barking. It's making me nervous. Hey, Ellie. No. Oh. There's another puppy. Alright guys, sorry about that. I'm really sorry about that. We're back, we good? Okay, so let's check out the super chat. $9.99 from Chad Allen. Chad, you are my sugar daddy right now. That sounds real desperate, but dang. Thank you. Chad says, I appreciate your vulnerability. I have been agoraphobic for the last 6 months. It seems to be getting worse. Driving is a huge anxiety trigger, though. Any suggestions? I understand agoraphobia. I certainly have had experience with that. How it manifested for me was that when I was really deeply depressed and I was dissociated, I couldn't go into big open spaces. I think I was just getting way overstimulated by these big open spaces. And I would hull up into small controlled environments, familiar controlled environments with people. I think what helped me overall was just addressing mental health from an array of angles, right? So it was really important for me to take on the physical part, the supplemental part, the therapy part, the rituals part, just whatever I could do that I knew was inherently good for me. The more I did that, the easier it was to step out into the world. And then beyond that, something that was really helpful for me was wearing glasses. Wearing sunglasses and creating a barrier between me and this massively stimulating world around me was kind of amazing. It was like this little Band-Aid effect where I didn't feel so overwhelmed by it. That was just a simple, instant relief to wear sunglasses. And when I did that, I found that I was able to navigate bigger spaces slowly. I was able to go into a grocery store without being overwhelmed and without feeling like I was going to panic. Perhaps that could be a tool for you, and then a little bit of exposure therapy might be good. By the way, take everything I say here, guys, with a grain of salt. I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm professional at being me, and I'm just offering feedback based on things that have worked for me. But try the sunglasses thing, and then continue to address mindfulness practices. If you don't have a mindfulness practice, get one. And if you're not getting one, ask yourself why. Why would you resist that? It could be massively powerful for you. So, like most things, there's a multitude of opportunities to address something like agoraphobia. It's not always as black and white as just getting out there. So go to the smallest thing you're willing to do, Chad, and do that well, and do that consistently, and then build upon that. Okay, I think we will answer one more question this morning because I need to leave here in 20 minutes. So we're going to answer one more question. Let's see. Abby Asher. No, Noah, KFC is not better in Kentucky. Oh, gosh. That's so funny. KFC is not better in Kentucky. I love watching your videos on addiction. You are absolutely awesome. Lots of love. Okay, guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and call it there. This has been amazing. This has been amazing. And, ooh, I am pretty close to the end. Okay, we're going rapid fire. I didn't realize I was so close to catching up to everyone's comments. We're going absolute rapid fire, quick answers. I really just like the idea of no one being left hanging. So after Chad Allen's question, I'm not taking any more unless it's a super chat, and we'll make it so unless it's a super chat, I can't go past Chad Allen, and I'm going to get to there 5 minutes. I'm going to blitz this thing so no one gets left and no one feels like you're not important enough just because perhaps you weren't like in a space to financially support the channel like that. Here we go. Carlton Danks, I was thinking of making my own video on quitting benzos, specifically Xanax and clonazepam. This is rapid fire round. Any tips as to what to talk about? Talk about anything that you're passionate about that you don't have to overthink. Something that you know like the back of your head. You should do it. Mel Barbette, I'm not addicted, which is good, but I'd really like to chat with you about pain. Keeps me in bed a lot. Have you ever had it? I'm not supposed to live long either. Hi from New Zealand. That sounds so awful. If you want to reach out to me on Patreon, you can get a hold of me every single day. I'd love to support you, but I can't obviously give you any sort of like regimen for your pain other than just offering you support. Carlton Danks, my brother had epilepsy and needed to go on a keto diet. I've never heard anything of that. Mel Barbette, thank you so much for all you do. Been watching you about a year since I found you. My husband is really grateful for your work too. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful for that. I'm appreciative. Mel Barbette, keto diet can be so bad for you. Plus, I'm kind of a super health nut, and I think I'd just be too worried. Maybe so. I know that's one of those diets that's tough to maintain, but it's all about finding things that work for you. Michael McDonough, Dr. Paul's son, yeah. Bob Lawrence, what do you take for depression? I don't take any formal medications for depression. I do take a lot of supplements. I try to get sunlight, vitamin D, L-tyrosine, magnesium, and fish oil, a really good fish oil, and then just try to live a healthy lifestyle. Walter Mall, do you still work with Dr. Erica? Dr. Erica is still my doctor. I haven't seen her in a while. John Stratton, Big Known, a long-time listener, second-time commenter. How much weight have you lost since you stopped drinking? I have lost 20 pounds, 21 pounds since I stopped drinking, guys. Brian King, good morning, afternoon. Good morning, Brian. Naomi, would love to hear your mom speak about pain. Then we'll get her on here. Catherine Snyder, have a great day. You too. Carlton, greetings from Canada as well, bro. Greetings from Canada. I've been there once. Beautiful. Brian King, I hate life half the time. Is that normal for low T? Yeah, dude. Look up the symptoms of low T. Hating life is just part of the deal. Get that addressed, my friend. Cassandra, I went into deep depression a few weeks ago, and it's like I don't know myself anymore, but I have to keep it together for my 2 kitties. It's so hard, but I have faith it will get better. It can get better. It will get better. Control everything you can. Don't just sit around waiting to get better, okay? That is one thing I would encourage everyone who suffers. Don't just wait to get better. Fight to get better, even if it's just a little teeny bit. Mike Frith, what up from C? What up, dude? Molly Bird, Cassandra, are you doing something? They're talking to each other. Wonderful. Mel Barbette. Oh, crap. My husband just did a massive sleep fart. Not good. I totally relate to your husband. I absolutely destroy my wife with sleep farts. God bless my wife. Molly Bird, I make my own kefir seeds. IT really the good bacteria. Yes. Awesome. Catherine Snyder, your How to Stop Anxiety video helped me a lot. Thank you. Dope. I'm glad to know that. Dyslexic, hey Noah, what do you think about having an addictive personality? I've been battling drugs and gambling addiction for so long. These addictions feed on each other. I'm always depressed, almost debt-free. Congratulations on almost being debt-free. What do I think about having an addictive personality? It can be really awesome when you apply it right. Horribly destructive if you don't. 12-step program is really changing my life right now, but I've completely given myself to it because my addictive personality was literally killing me, my finances, my relationship, and it was going to hurt someone really, really bad. Cassandra, talking to each other. Chris A, sup, Noah, good to see you. Good to see you too, Chris. Atanas23, thoughts on psychedelics for treating depression? I've heard there's some efficacy there. I talked about this earlier in the live stream. I did a video on it. I'm afraid of it just because I'm afraid of having a bad trip, and I just think it's a slippery slope for me, but I'm not above it. Apparently there's some really, really interesting information out there, and it might not be so taboo long term. Blue Cool 79, please post this live chat, this video on your YouTube channel. I definitely will. Radium 224, hi Noah, how's your day? It's going really good. I'm just trying to wrap up this live stream. I'm glad I got to that comment though. Universal Jazz, everybody have a great Sunday. Keep being awesome. And when you're in the struggle, keep on working towards your goals. God bless everyone. Beautifully put. Adrini, you're awesome. Thank you. And Pyrocan1, hey Noah, do you think TRT has made you a smarter person? No, I don't think it made me a smarter person, but I think TRT just opened up some opportunity to heal and get better. It's very tough to overcome low testosterone symptoms if you don't address low testosterone, especially if you're not sure what the root cause is. Okay, we caught up to everyone up through that point. That makes me really, really happy. Kyle Morrison, amazing person. Thank you for sharing your life, the good and the bad. You're welcome, Kyle. Young Sasuke, Noah, it's normal for derealization to feel like it's never going to go away. Yes, it doesn't make it true. It's normal. It can. It will. keep working on it. Ned Ferris just passed a year from alcohol this past Wednesday. Remember, don't count the days, make the days count. Yes, congrats on the year. I love that. Blue Cools, hope you will talk about a new tattoo in the next video. Maybe so. Molly Bird with a heart. We did it. We did it. We got through everybody. I feel so much better about that because no person left behind. Bicep shot for the bros on a Sunday. Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate you. I have so much love for you. You have absolutely made this an amazing morning. I'm going to head off to my appointment. Have an incredible day. To everyone who was able to just be a part of this and leave me a comment, thank you. To everyone who's able to support me financially, wow, thank you. And we'll see you guys hopefully next Sunday. I'd like to do this every Sunday. Have your best day. I appreciate you. And if you're suffering, be brave. Be so brave, and just get help. Be brave and get help and reach out to someone. My name is Noah. We'll see you guys in the next video.